to boldly walk through the night.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I thank you guys for coming out here and joining us today. We have something great and amazing for you guys. We have a bunch of great people here that is about to show you guys and express to you guys and explain to you what we need to be heard today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to some and introduce to others the Moorish Governance and National Claim Conference 2024, and I am bringing you some beautiful and amazing people who will be soon showcasing to you and bringing to you what you need to hear right after this quick commercial break. People, listen, I have a lot to talk about today, and I have a lot of questions. I'm quite sure you do too. We'll be right back right after this quick commercial break, showcasing some great reviews, people. Come on, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. I got my partner. He's on the camera today. He told me that these are one of the best candies to try out. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta do a full review, ladies and gentlemen. Because if it's bad, I'm gonna let y'all know.
I compare those right there to the turtle. If you look close enough at it, people, it's the turtle. But it's an affordable, sweet smile.
Okay. It's not Spencer-like turtles.
I'm gonna see if they can hold up to the taste quality. Now, you have eaten the turtle before.
Yeah, I have. And look, it's shaped like the turtle.
It looks just like the turtle.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What you think?
Listen, I'm gonna give it a No, I'm gonna give it an 8.
You can give it an 8. Okay, that's good. That's great. And how much are those? $1. $1.
Oh.
See?
I had to look at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're welcoming you back right now. Now, first and foremost, we would like to bring to the stage Mr. Abdullah Bey, and he is going to be introducing this world phenomenon and reintroducing it back to America so we can get our history back. Mr. Abdullah, come on to the mic. How we doing today, sir?
I am doing well, brother Timothy. Thank you for having us. We're looking forward to working with you as we go on this journey of marketing the conference and also the principles of Moorish, restoring the principles of Moorish national political unity. And so I thank you for agreeing to be part of this journey that is much needed to bring our people back into the illustrious power and to remove the stain or the dehumanizing status of Black, Negro, colored, and African American that has been placed on our people, which are legal fictions, which thereby suppressing and burying our nationality, national identity more. So there's been billions of dollars have been spent, decades of efforts have been spent to bury our Moorish nationality and national identity. So I thank you for being a part of this journey and your commitment and love that you're showing our people. We're glad to partner with you, brother, so that we can make this, so we can expand our outreach to our people that through many countries and through all the 50 states, so that we can bring the enlightenment and bring our people back into the family of nations, recover our Moorish sovereignty. Yes. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Now, that right there was one of the greatest introductions, and I see you have a panel with you today, and we're going to be bringing them on. I have your right-hand man, Mr. Shem. We're going to be bringing him on. Mr. Shem, how we doing today, sir?
I appreciate you having us, sharing your platform, so we get the message across to our people that who we are, and what the war is, that we in war, and what type of war we into, how to defeat the enemy and playing and doing and fighting the war. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Now we have Madam Piccola Lee coming to the stage and gracing us with her presence. How are we doing today, ma'am? Oh, she's muted. I'm so sorry. Say it one more time.
Blessed peace and blessings. For having us on.
Thank you. Okay. And we also have a Deborah. I think you're going to be short. We're going to be bringing Deborah up as well. How we doing? How we doing, Deborah? Deborah Watkins. Hold on for 1 second. All right.
Sure. Can you put your mic on, Deborah? Is it like for? If you put them.
The mic is currently probably on mute.
I mean, not a mic, a camera. I mean, a camera.
Her camera is off right now.
Yeah, you see her camera's off.
Yep. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring Deborah up right after the next commercial break. And once we get all of her stuff straight, but let's get right to the meat and potatoes of what is going on now. We have a strong panel of three. We got Miss Deborah on the backstage right now, getting all of her stuff straight. And basically, I'm a new person to this. This is Hall TV2. My name is Timothy Lawrence, aka King K Kanye, people, and I am about to dive into something that I have heard about, that I have seen speckles of, being an African American, with both Indian, white, black, and Hispanic in my own bloodstream. I lost a sense of identity, and now I am now reconnecting with brothers and sisters from all over the spectrum and the nation, who is about to educate not only me but you on where we should be and where we should be headed in this community. Now, Mr. Abdullah, we have a lot to talk about. Now, first things first, let's talk about the history of the Moorish community and how it became a relevant culture in the United States. Let's start with that first, and then we're going to dive into this event that's about to happen in a few months in May that will encapsulate all of this right here to bring our brothers and sisters together. So first, let's talk about the history. Tell us what should we start learning to know about this right quick.
All right. Well, we want to first clarify, in the United States. United States is not a place. It is a political jurisdiction. It is an arm of the continuation of Spanish, French, Dutch, and English conquest and colonization of our land. Due to Spanish conquest, English and French conquest and colonization, United States, due to treaties that they have with Great Britain and France and also Spain, United States now the United States now takes over that so large portion of our land that was under that the France and Spain and Portugal and England, whereby they extended their territorial sovereignty on our land through conquest. Now that was now handed over to the United States. So the United States becomes the trustee or justiciary for the Spanish, French, Dutch, English interests.
Okay.
So it's a territorial sovereignty now that is extended through conquest and colonization. So we'll make that very clear when you say United States, in the United States. All right.
All right. So now Shem, now as we move into the United States, and like I said, he clarified on that right there. What is your input on this historical facts of the Moorish community here, and what would you like to share on to elaborate on what Mr. Abdullah had to say?
Yes, the enemy have came up with a scheme, was to grant power to their subjects to form a government and go back into the colony territories and cultivate the land, the minerals. At the same time, the Europeans get paid taxes, taxes and fees off the monies being made in the colony territory by the new states. However, they won't be the debtors. We'll be the debtors. We'll be the commodities. they always be the creditor. What you mean, Shim? They take a portion of the wealth to themselves as being a manager, project manager, like a project manager.
Yes.
They consider as a project manager. What they do by taking electric, the gas, the airport, the train stations, the bus stations, all this stuff going on. Electric, water bills, all that revenue is stacked up, goes back to the crown. The United States get their portion of it as what? As a partnership, interim partner. So you got to look at this thing on a corporate level. What's going on here? So we have to break this down, see what's really going on. What happened was they found a way to pay their debts. They can't pay their debts if the Moors out here run everything. So they came with a scam was to indoctrinate the Moors in the school system. This is why Martin Luther King repented for allowing the Negroes to go into the school. He said, I send the Negroes to a burning house. What you mean, King? Mean they would never get better, they get worse. Me campaigning for you go to school's not helping you. The college, a man go to college, he come out of the caste system. He castrated. He can't help his own damn people. He won't help his own mother.
Yes, you're right about that.
That's like a retarded baby. It's like a mother having a retarded baby.
Yes,
a retarded baby can't do nothing.
Exactly, Priscilla, come on! I need you because we're cranking up now, and I can already see we're about to gear up into this, and I see where the tone is getting. Come on, Picola Lee, come on! How you doing? Bless us with your presence. Let us hear your voice. Let us hear your thoughts on the first question. Let's get some historical feelings about this, and what we plan on bringing to the table. We need to hear your voice. How we doing?
Pretty good, brother. So first question pertaining to what's happening here. Just to be clear with what you're saying, I can chime in on at least saying that our nationality, our birthright, have been covered up, concealed. Our history has been reconstructed. And what we're seeking to do, especially with the conference that's coming up on the 18th of May, is a political unity conference. And it is to inform our community, our people, about how this birthright theft has gone on, how our identity has been concealed, and what we need to do as a nation of people, as a nation that is trying to get ourselves back in order, what we need to do to try to remedy our problems, which our problem number one is to get our people to understand that they're not black. Black is a political term. Black and white are considered political terms, and it has nothing to do with us except for concealing who we are and usury. So we have to understand that we have a right to nationality. We have a right to our birthright. We have a right to our culture, which all of this has been concealed from the time of the colonial invasion and subjugation. So on that note, that's what I have to say.
Okay, all right, and I love it, and I have a question that I would like for anybody who would like to start, based off of what Miss Picola just said. How do you expect, or how do you celebrate, or how are we planning to get around and preserve the cultural heritage in these modern times to preserve the Moorish community?
Okay, let me say this here. I'm gonna use nature. So I always go to illustration. I look back at nature, at the unseen world, and nature to geometry. Now you got organic material that's in the cosmos, and you got organic material in nature, the feminine and masculine. Now you could take concrete and pour concrete over all the area of the ground. No matter what you do, the organic material is still gonna come to the concrete and grow. Okay. It's gonna find a way. So what I'm saying is that the energy that's in us, the essence, celestial material, organic material energy that's in us, operating to our mothers and us, give us the knowledge and wisdom to bring the government back, to bring the old cultures back. Because the old cultures are organic, not this modern stuff. It's not organic. It's not organic. What we have, the culture that we come from is organic. Why? Because we come from the cosmos, unseen world. We are organic material, and nature, the body's organic. It's part of nature. That's a relationship, masculine and feminine. So now the masculine and feminine come together now. Bring everything back to a head, back to the ruling concept. Yes, go ahead, Abdullah.
All right, no problem. Go ahead, Abdullah. Take the reins on this and answer the same question.
All right. So we, the Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law, that is a school that was founded by Shim Malachi Bey, myself, and Terrence Bay. We have free classes. We have the Moroccan Post YouTube page. So we have free classes as well as paid classes. But on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page, we have free classes that are PowerPoint where people can go and educate themselves. We also have we started an advanced study group. We have about 55 students in our advanced study group. So we meet every first and third Thursday. That's a selective closed group, advanced study group. We'll be starting an introductory study group next month. So we have structured lessons. So for the past since 2019, we have been presenting. I've been working with Shim since 2019 to develop structured lessons, take what's in his mind and put in structured curriculum format. And I've been teaching etymology, history, have my books, Moors and Masonry, Masonic Compass Square, and etymology, which is the history, origin, and merge. So through structured lessons, through written material, through study groups, through classes,
all right,
whereby we can pass on the information through lectures, through platforms like such as this.
Yes,
that are structured in a format. It's formatted in a structured way. We can pass on the information. All right, with the upcoming conference, whereby we bring in various heads of different organizations in a structured setting, and with creating the understanding of facilitating national political unity. So it's done through structured learning, structured lessons, structured platforms.
Okay, all right. Miss Piccola, so I guess the next question for you then I just need to know, what are some challenges that the Moorish community faces in terms of recognizing and acceptance by a wider society? You know, that right there is what we're going at with the next question then.
Well, there's a couple of things that have to be noted, and that is that a lot of us are coming into Moorish science, or coming into the knowledge of our of questioning what our origin have been over time, and more it's the conversation of, what is a Moor? I heard that we're Moorish Americans, or in some instances, people coming into knowledge of the Moorish Science Temple of America, which started this information, which started this ball rolling of our questioning that transatlantic slave trade narrative, that we came over here on ships and boats and whatever. So a lot of this is, at least in our wave of information, it is that people have heard of the Moors, and they've heard of it in different ways. And there's various groups that are coming up with their understanding of nationality. The whole problem with all of this is that there is no central government that have been established over the course of time. So if Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought the knowledge in as early as 1913 that you're not Negro, colored, black, you are Moors, and he in our timelines, in this timeline, was calling us Moorish Americans, saying that we are Moorish Americans. You're in Africa. So the thing is that there's a lot of information that's been thrown out there over the time. A lot of people will go to YouTube and get basic information. Various leaders have been giving it their version. And so those are some of the obstacles at this point, would be what Moorish leaders have been out there giving the information to the individuals. As we know, we've heard the tragic stories about individuals having run-ins with a policy enforcer, and they're basically they're on that tip of, this is our land and you can't make me, kind of thing. And because we need, as the brother was saying, that there is a structure in which you can go into and gather this information about your nationality, your birthright, and help in the steps of facilitating political unity. there are steps that have to be taken so that we as a group can get our identity back recognized. So I would say one of the biggest obstacles, and it's not really an obstacle that can't be surmounted, it's an obstacle of information, misinformation that has been put out. And basically, this plan of political unity, this plan is coined the Shem Malachi Bay plan for a reason, because of his diligence, his background, his research, his background, his research was enough, joining on with Brother Abdullah, to recognize that this is yet another process that seems more practical than a bunch of individual Moors running for their own salvation. This is a plan for us to be unified so that we can take this information outside of the jurisdiction of where we're at, because we're talking about treaties, we're talking about treaty violations, we're talking about stuff that preceded us, and something that as heirs, we need to make a claim of who we are. We need to make a claim to the land, and there is a way of doing it, and it is through a legitimate process, which entails going to the International Court of Justice with this. But we need to get political unity. We need to have that one voice. We need people to listen and follow the right script. Again, there's been scripts out there written about what to do. The sovereign citizen information has been intertwined. We don't need to do any of that except for stand on our birthright. Because some of us know that our people said that we were Indians. Although we understand where the origin of Indian came from. It is a misnomer. It is not for us to hold on and to suck on and to use. We understand the origin of it. It was a term that was labeled, placed on our ancestors, that was during the invasion timeline. They were from all of these other names. The bottom line is that come into the school, come into the right environment to learn this information so that you can be on point and be properly guided. So obstacles was really what's before us. Other than that, it's a task that all of us are up for. The brothers have been on the road many years before myself. It's still a battle for me too, because I was battling the identity, and my people said I'm Cherokee, so understanding it from this perspective, understanding there's a lot of reconstructive history going on in this arena. As a brother mentioned, he's got Moors and Masonry book 1 and book 2, plus he's got some other books out there. It is laid out as clear as day, the power that the Moroccan Empire had around the world, and how all these other nations had to bow down to the Moroccan Empire. And we are currently America is a dominion of the Moroccan Empire. And so it's a lot of more history than that. But the main thing is getting yourself in your proper status, in your proper state of mind, to understand that you probably didn't come over on a slave ship like that if your people said that they were indigenous or they were Indian.
Yes. See, people, I am enjoying this. I really am. I'm enjoying this, people, because I'm starting to find out that the Moorish experience encapsulates a rich tapestry of heritage, of resilience, and cultural vibrance, intertwining history, faith, community, upliftment into a unique and enduring legacy. People, I am learning something that should have been put out years ago. For a long period of time, I just thought I was black. As I got older, I started learning that I'm black and Indian. As I got older, I found out I was black, Indian, white, Hispanic. And all of my life, I've been told that the color of my skin derived from slavery, and that I should only learn this history right here, until I met upon some faithful followers, some faithful friends, some people just like this right here, this panel right here, which is going to educate not only myself, but my followers, but my friends. And guess what? Around the world, we will unite together in brotherhood, speaking about the histories of a great empire, a dynasty, a legacy being rewritten back into the hearts and minds of those people, men, women, boy, and girl alike, people. Welcome to the show, and I want to thank you guys for coming out here, and we will be right back right after this quick commercial break. Oh, where are we going, darling?
Just wait until you see.
Is to boldly walk through the night.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. I got my partner. He's on the camera today. He told me that these are one of the best candy try out. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta do a full review, ladies and gentlemen. Because if it's bad, I'm gonna let y'all know.
I compare those right there to the turtle. If you look close enough at it, people, it's the turtle, but it's an affordable, sweet smile.
Okay. It's not Spencer-like turtles.
I'm gonna see if they can hold up to the taste quality. Now you have eaten the turtle before.
Yeah, I have. And look, it's shaped like the turtle.
It looks just like the turtle.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What you think?
Listen, I'm gonna give it a No, I'm gonna give it an 8.
You can give it an 8. Okay, that's good. That's great. And how much are those? $1.
Oh.
See?
I had to look at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. We are back. And let me tell you something. I want to thank you guys for coming out here today. I want to thank you guys for coming out and talking to me. I want to thank you guys for communicating and working with me and teaming up with me to actually get this off the ground. Now let's get right back into it. I have a few more questions. We're not going to hold you here too long. This is the introduction of what is about to come up. We're also going to be talking about the events that's about to happen, the city, state, and town, the times, what you guys are expected to be doing here, and what we expected to be bringing out here. Now, I got another question. And this right here is pertaining to our culture, our legacy, our history, people. Okay, I know that we have a lot to talk about today, but I gotta ask you this: in what ways has the Moorish culture influenced art, music, literature, and science throughout the history? And I know it has done a lot. So who would like to start off with answering that question right there? Anybody, anybody who would like to just start off. In what ways has this culture been influenced by influencing everything in the fabric of our lives?
Go after.
Yes. What is known as the Renaissance is actually the Moorish Renaissance. And so the Europeans, people that look like Joe Biden, have been given credit for the Renaissance, when people that look like us on this panel are the ones that brought those that look like Joe Biden and them out of the darkness, all right, and educated them. So it's the Moorish Renaissance in the Moorish Renaissance in Europe. We're talking about medicine. We're talking about botany. We're talking about the classification of animals and plants. So those that look like Joe Biden have been given credit for that, and they're given credit for the Renaissance. And what they did was, instead of calling it the Moorish Renaissance, which would be the proper name, they call it the Renaissance and apply that to those that look like Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Okay. All right.
So,
and how has this culture, which has acknowledged as being a dynasty that has had its footprint all over Spain, all over how has that culture still resonated with us and affected us today, even though the history has been lost?
All right, there are 4,000 Arabic words in Latin. What was done was Arabic text that was translated into Latin. So Oxford University, that's Moorish curriculum. Oxford University is built on this knowledge base. So Oxford University and other universities have Yale and Harvard and Cambridge and Denmark and Columbia, and so they have benefited from the wealth of Moorish knowledge and culture. And so they've done, once again, as I said about a half hour ago, put billions and have used our people as agents to misdirect us. I'll give an example of that. In the 1566 Geneva Bible, you have 7 and 8 verses, Jeremiah 38:10 and Jeremiah 38:12, and seven other verses whereby you have black Moor, which is spelled lowercase b, LACKE, space, uppercase M, ORE. In the 1599 Geneva Bible, the same verses, Blackmore, spelled lowercase b, LACK, space, uppercase M, OOR. In the 1611 King James Version, the same verses, you have the word Ethiopian. So this is an example of what I'm talking about, this systematic burial of our Moorish nationality and national name. So billions of dollars have been spent to suppress who we are, to continue to manipulate us, and to thereby stripping us of our national identity, thereby not being able to make a claim to ourselves, to our children, the land, and our natural resources. So that is done so that we would not organize politically, and that will position us to make a claim and to address the dehumanization of our people, of the classification of black, Negro, color. Black's not a nationality.
Okay.
Black's not
right.
Negro's not a nationality. Color's not a nationality. African American's not a nationality. All right. That is so we're coming from the human rights perspective. That's a human rights violation on these job applications, hospital records, school records. You see census, you see black, Negro, color, African American. That's a human rights violation. That's a constructed fraud. That's a human rights violation. United Nations Human Rights Proclamation, Article 15, Section 1. Everyone has a right to a name and nationality. United Nations Declaration of the Rights of the Child, Principle 3. Every child at birth shall have right to a name and nationality. The UNESCO identified the UNESCO of the United Nations have marked 1979 as the International Year of the Child. So there's been a grave, constructed, systematic, and all levels on the county, on city, county, state, and federal level of this systematic human rights violation of classifying the people outside of identity who they are.
Okay, all right. And so like it is historically proven that the Moorish community played a lot of roles, and gathering this information right here, I am proud to say that I am hearing a lot of information that is really uplifting me and bringing me to a point that allows me to understand where we all came from. How does the Moorish community? Let me make sure let me make sure that I say this right, so that I don't mess it up. How does the Moorish community view its historical legacy? Okay, how do you view your historical legacy, particularly in regions like Spain, where the Moors once ruled? This is the dynasty where you came from. You know, how do you view the historical history, and is that the foundation and the energy that you're drawing off? Piccola, I haven't heard from you in a while. Come on back, baby, and let me hear your beautiful voice and explain to the world what is going on. Tell me how we're supposed to be handling this historical legacy that proves that the Moors once ruled over Spain and much more.
Well, I will tell you that with that question, I will will it back into the land in which you're on right now. Because
Yes.
part of the Reconstruction has been to take our attention away from where we are and focus on the Moors of Spain. If we were to go back with the term, or as the brother was stating, the various changes in the name Moor, Blackamoor, and all of that, the various variations in names, then we would find that a so-called Moor is an Asiatic or dark-skinned melanated person. So that means that you could be from another place across the planet and still be dubbed a Moor based upon your, complexion. So I will take and explain it from this perspective, meaning back here in the land of America. I would take your attention to the one of the treaties, which is a treaty of peace and friendship between George Washington and Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the 1787, and then there's another 1836. So I would take you back to that treaty because that will give you the relative understanding that, yes, the United States of America's president, if you will, George Washington. So everybody knows that. So here it is. George Washington has a relationship with Muhammad ibn Abdullah, and within that treaty, it describes the relationship. It describes the relationship between Moors and Christians. So again, if we go on the definition of what a Moor is, in describing it would be a dark-skinned and melanated person. And also, if you would go to the referencing the term American, coming from the 1800 Webster Dictionary, it would say American is any copper-colored person before the arrival of Europeans. Now applied to Europeans. So again, I'm giving you that reference of Moor being identified for this land, and those other relative points. George Washington getting, receiving a treaty to remain in the territories from Muhammad ibn Abdullah, who is a Moor. And so I'll give you that relationship. And also the letter from George Washington, the 1789 letter, which anyone can Google the letter. It may also say C.D. Muhammad, but it's a letter in which George Washington is thanking Muhammad ibn Abdullah for his dominion land, for their commerce. So the United States, up under that guise, is doing commerce here. So again, that's giving you the parties, if you will, involved with these documents, treaties, agreements. As far as our legacy goes, I would go into saying we have to help our people, educate our people in understanding that this land right here where you are, be about the land and the dominion here and less about like across the water. Although they would tell you that this is not Morocco, Morocco's over there, but that's not geographically what was going on. This is a dominion of Morocco. It was up under the control of the Sultan, and that very Sultan is the one that gave George Washington and those colonists the ability to operate still on the land in those colonial areas. And also, again, within the book of Moorish and Masonry, book 1 and 2, it actually will give you the years and years of relationship between the Moroccan Empire and the European colonial powers that are in place right now. So through a series of time and invasion, those colonial people are actually having political jurisdictions amongst themselves within the land of America, from the French to the Dutch, to the British, and to the English, and to the Spaniards. They had dominion on here, and they passed us around, meaning as a land and as a people. They passed us to each other, and that's where we began going from the Indian to the black to the this and all these other misnomers and mistitles. So our people have to be grounded and be willing and flexible to understand a new history from our perspective, seeing our melanin tell it from our scholars, telling what the history is based upon the findings, which is not out of anybody's mind headspace. This is documented findings of what this land is and who you are. And so we need our people to get into the studies of it, at least to understand that we're about political unity. And political unity means that if you can get the little bit of a concept that you may not have been, your ancestors may not have been on that boat, and that you actually did come from the Americas, and we were here before the colonial powers subjugation and started labeling us. If you can understand that you came from here, this is the beginning of our healing process, our political unity process, because we have to interface as one government, not a bunch of fractal pieces all over. We need to pull together. And if those people that are out there that have been doing this Moorish mission can even hear part of this conversation, then it is about relinquishing that ego so that we can get together and be able to have that one voice, that political governance as a temporary government to take this to the International Court of Justice for our human rights offenses, subjugation, genocide, and be able to restore ourselves as a old and returning nation amongst the family of nations.
I completely understand, and I applaud you for that. That was one of the most amazing responses, and it was powerful, and I felt every word of it, people. Let me explain something to you right now. The Moorish people in the United States, America, listen to me. The Moorish people in the United States, they wield a powerful legacy of resilience, okay, people? Cultural influences and community unity. They are shaping the narratives, inspiring change, and fostering a vibrant tapestry of heritage within the nation, people. A nation that has been torn with illegitimate history. For a long time, a man only knew themselves as being black or an African American, having no other identification that would tie them to any narrative that would give them any stake in any land that they entered into. They had no history to tie back into. The only tie that they had to was the color of your skin meant you came off of a boat. Okay, people, and not all people was ridden. Some people literally migrated over here, found homes here, and made this place their land. Much more like the Indians now, like the Moorish and the Indians, they were once here, and they were migrating, and they was living, and they had trade agreements with the French, and also with European nations, even with the colonies. Okay, there's too many times that we heard bits and fragments and pieces, but one thing about American history, it is doctored and catered to the victor, the people who currently reign. And they removed all history that would empower us to be an equal to them. Well, on this day, we're letting you know that there is history about your nation, and it's not all that bad. There were powerful kings and queens that were sitting right here that migrated from far and apart to get here just to get you this message hundreds of years later. And we will be right back right after this quick commercial break. And then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of how we heard a lot of stuff, people. We heard a lot of stuff, and I understand. I understand how you may feel. Not having a legacy, not having a tie other than being Black and African is a major setback. It's a major setback. And now you're trying to find your identity where you have people right here that are willing to give you the knowledge and the power and let you know that your people are not just an enslaved group of people with no ability to climb up, or that you was just born to be evil, or you just born to be at the bottom of the totem pole. You was born to be at the top, equal to those around you, kings and queens. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back right after this quick commercial break.
How's everybody out here doing today? Is everybody enjoying life right now? I see we've all made it from drug addiction. We've all made it from crazy lives in our life, right? Would you like to continue going on the same path of death, even though you just made it past all this drug addiction? What we started here at Purified City Water was an agenda that gets you off of the old lifestyle that you've been on. I don't think you guys have been made aware of the over 9,000 chemicals that are currently floating through your waters right now. You're bathing them, you're drinking them. It is now in your eating supplies. If you check out your news right now, over 72 of your beaches have been closed or have been put in high risk, and over 16 of your freshwater drinking reserves are currently contaminated. Right now, as we sit right now, we have just determined that blood pressure, high diabetes, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, testicular cancer has all come from the water. Not from your mama, not from your great-grandmama, not from your great-great-grandmama, not from your DNA, but from the thousands upon thousands of chemicals that have been repeatedly for the last 85 years dumped into our freshwater supply, dumped into our oceans, and dumped into our earth for the past 85 years. What we have set out to do is introduce you guys not just to fresh water. We want to introduce you guys to fresh food, safe food. I can give you Poland Springs all day and say it's 100% pure, but not one company on the face of this earth has said that their water is safe. So until a company like my company can get on a front stage and say that the water that you guys have drunk is the first time you've ever drunk safe water in your life. In your life. And that is what we're providing for you. Now, what do we say our water can do? Our water will not heal you from the dead or bring you back to the dead. But what it will do is start your journey further. If you have beat drug addiction, if you have beaten spousal abuse, if you have beaten all these crazy things, do not allow yourself to go home and take a shower and catch cancer. Do not allow these people to turn around and have you wearing sports bras or spandex or eating tomatoes and carrots, all this healthy food, only to find out later on it is all poison. That's the purpose of Purified City Water, not to just give you water, but to give you a safer, longer life. Thank you very much. If you have any more questions or concerns, we have cards right here. We have an event tomorrow. We have passed out tickets. We have some more over here on this booth right here. Come out. It's a great event. You will hear some great things. And on top of it, we'll be giving out shares so you can start learning how to be an owner of something that will save your life. Thank you very much for your time. That right there is a good crowd right there. President Richard Raj. I'm President Timothy Lawrence of Purified City Water. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing out there in the world? Listen. I was in the grocery store. Look. I saw it. I said, listen, macaroni and bits. Look how small they are. They small, but you know, they look kind of good. You know, I'm trying them out. I'm gonna see if they're good or bad. Shit of cheese in there, macaroni and cheese in there. Only thing about them, ladies and gentlemen, it's crispy, it's breaded, it's good, you know. It's no season. No. I mean, macaroni and cheese inside of it it's okay. I'm gonna give it a 4. It's no taste to it. It's no like they don't have no flavor. They ain't put no black pepper, no garlic, no nothing inside of them. So I'm gonna give it a 4. Peace.
So get up, get a move on, and get your groove on. It's the DRE, the spectacular. In a party, I go for your neck, so call me Black.
Thank you guys for coming back. I was told that I had.
It's loud in here, bro. You gotta come back outside. Loud.
It's too loud in there. So I want to thank each and every last one of you guys for coming back. And I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, we have this company called Purified City Water. Okay, I'm getting off the ground right now. We're trying to infuse into your brain safe water practices, not just for drinking purposes, but for bathing. We also want to introduce you to new eating habits. You know, a lot of people in our cultures, especially men and women of melanin color, we have been taught that your parents are the reason why you have a lot of the issues that are plaguing your life right now. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's all a lie. Okay, and that's why we have the Moorish community here to tell you about the innumerable amount of lies that have been spread and propagated across the nation, erasing the history of ourselves. And that is why I'm also here. I'm also here to infuse into your brain safe water practices, safe eating habits, safe living practices, so that you can live a long, prosperous, healthy life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am moving to the top of the hour, and what we are doing right now is we're trying to just introduce to the world a class of people that have always been here, that have had their roots embedded into our historical cultures. Though they have not been giving the reins to introduce to the world the knowledge that they need to, we're making that happen today, right here on Hall TV2, people. Okay, now let's get right back to it. Now we have an event coming up, people, and I have been blessed to be asked to make this a dream a reality, to make this event one you will want to watch for generations to come. This is a prequel to historical facts. This is a prequel to monumental changes that is going to change the cultures. See, let me tell you something, people. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. There are many cultures around this nation, And let me tell you something about a community. A community is a culture of people that come together, right? And they have everything that will allow them to be self-sustaining. That's a community. We don't have a community, and the communities that we did have within this nation were either bombed or burned to the ground. Okay, and the kings and the queens that once ruled our cultures, they were stripped of their rights to be men, imprisoned and stripped away from their mothers, and then the children were left in a world with no true leadership. Drugs infused into all of our communities. Money sucked out of every last one of the communities. These are not opinions. These are not angry black man verbs. Okay, these are historical facts, and your identity to be from South Sudan, Mozambique, South Africa, and all of these empowering nations that will give you some sense of ownership to this land in which you built, has all been removed from documentations and summed up into 28 or maybe 29 days. Those days right there are about to come to a closing end. We will be educated on who we are so that we will know how to act. And when something happens to one, the same thing that happens when you mess with a Chinaman, China's gonna call. The same thing that's gonna happen when you mess with an Indian man, India's gonna call. Now when you mess with a black man, Moors are gonna call. And we're going to either remove our funding and our support from those who do not support. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right back to it. We have an event coming up, and we're going to be pushing this agenda. We're going to be ensuring that each and every last heart and mind across the world knows that this is not a hate group. This is not a hate speech. We're trying to get our people back. Educate our people, period. Show the world who we are. Done with it. Let's get back to it, people. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes. All right, y'all. I'm so honored to be here. I'm not even lying to you. I'm honored to be here, and I'm charged up, and I'm ready to rock and roll. We're about to get it started. Now, we have this event. We have this event coming up, and I know we have a lot to talk about the event. Now, who wants to open up? Let's talk about the event that's going to be showing down and what we're expecting to push out to the people today. Who wants to open it up?
Go ahead, Picola.
All right, let's go ahead, Picola.
So, we are scheduled. We are focused. We are scheduled. We're excited also to be able to come together, bring like minds together. We're open for other like minds, other people with skills. The date is the 18th of May. It's going to be a long event. It's supposed to be an educational segment. We're going to have some entertainment segment and the Moorish Ball. So it is going to be an overall event. And the focus of the event is to bring people together, Moors who have been in the Moorish movement a number of years and that want to be exposed to a different approach for political unity. For people who've never heard of Moors or want to know what this is about, what does it have to do with them? You know, how can they be affected by it? It's for them. It's open to the public at large for the purpose of educating them on their birthright, their nationality, letting them know that we as a collective, we need you to properly identify so that you could add in to the permanent population number, which is necessary for a governmental body, a provisional government, which is a temporary government, is what we're trying to put together, is a temporary governance so that we could bring these issues to the World Court so that we could have a restoration of our lost estate, a collapse of our lost estate, and a form of decolonization is really what it amounts to in the end. Because We are in a colonial system here. It is not a system of our own governance by our people for us. As I mentioned earlier, we have had many insurgents of foreign interests in this land, in the land of Morocco, in the dominion of Morocco here, also known as America. So we've had a lot of influences here on this land, on the people, by the people, wiping out the history of the people and mislabeling the people, keeping us discombobulated, not knowing where we are. And so here we are today, needing to come together so that we can get and save our own people. As the brother teaches, you need a government, the protection of your government to speak for you when it comes down to a nation and another nation having some kind of relationship. You need the government to relate and to speak for you, and those representatives, councils, whenever you're dealing with a foreign nation, and we're dealing with many foreign nations here on this land, you have to have proper representation. And that's what we're learning. We're learning those aspects of governance for ourselves, what is necessary to get the foot off our neck. And this political conference is about political unity. It is not about religion. It's not religious based at all. It is about your political status. Is your standing at law, which at this point, Black has no standing at law. In fact, the former president of those United States, Barack Obama, had answered that question when someone said, what does it feel like being the first Black president? And he said, first of all, Black has no standing at law. So therefore, that was a message that we all should have heard. And so for us to go up under the term Black of any regard, it means civilly dead. We have to identify with the ancestors that wrote those treaties with those colonial powers, and those ancestors were known as Moors. We have to attach ourselves back to our ancestors, attach ourselves back to the land, and make a proper claim. This conference is about that. It is about giving you enough information that if you can't get into it, it's too much for your head, then at least trust and believe that the current system which you're in is not a representation of the people of the land. The United States Constitution is for their citizens and their people, and that's what it is. There's no sense in fighting. We have had Moors to come against us, even myself, and I've only been in the science a minute, but I've been in studying enough to know that that's right and exact. The Constitution is not ours. It is a colonial extension of colonial powers before the United States. Those powers that were invading us and governing us, this is nothing more than for their operating status, not ours. So we're trying to get ourselves together. We need our people to stop fighting with us and come and listen and be agreeable to what the plan is. There is a plan, it's organized. There's a plan for giving you education, and that the brother has mentioned is the Moroccan School of International Law, of Government International Law. There is a way of learning that. There's free courses on the website for that. There's plenty competent Moorish teachers that are out there teaching it now, and being able to let our people know that we need you for your head count. We need you to show that we have a population of people that believe and trust and what we're talking about, who we are, not who they say we are, not all those misnomers that we've had, but who we say we are, and we have a right to say, and we have a right to make a claim as blood heirs to this land. So that's what that conference is about, giving you enough information to make you agreeable to what we're saying from our mouths, looking like us, one to another, that we have to start trusting one another and believing, not what the colonists tell us, but we need to start understanding and believing one another.
Yeah, I make decisions to glow.
That was good. I'm sorry, there was a glitch right there. I do apologize. I was trying to push you in and give you a nice little hit because that was a powerful speech. And I wanted you to get something. I wanted you to get a little bit of that. I'll fix that later on, but I want to tell you something. That was good. That was absolutely amazing. That is exactly what we needed to hear. Now, what I'm trying to do right now, as you was talking in the background, also, I'm going to be adding up the picture. I just have to convert the file and get it switched over so that everybody can see, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody has that picture. Okay, people, listen. We have a powerful event coming up on the 18th, and we are encouraging each and every last one of you guys to please show up digitally or physically. We will be airing this out. We will have cameramen there to make sure that we got the perfect sound, that we get the perfect captures, and that you can see the people. We're gonna be in multiple locations all over the area, just showcasing how it is, what it looks like on the outside, what it looks like on the inside, what it looks like in people's faces. Why is this so important for you guys? Because you need an identity other than just black. You see, one daggone thing I've known, and two things I've always known, is that there has never been nothing associated with black that was good. So to call yourself black is identifying with bad. I want to know who I am. And with the Moorish community working tirelessly day and night to create doctrine, to create schools, to create educational systems, to create an advocacy for you, should be enough for you to say, I'm going there. Because I keep on telling you, I got a Palestinian friend right down the street. Cop pulled him over. Guess who came inside to defend him? Because he felt some kind of way about how he was yanked out of that car. How many of us have been yanked out of a car? As a matter of fact, African Americans in this country did not get justice for police brutality, for all of these things, until the Rodney King videotape. That is when cops started getting acknowledged, or political figures started getting acknowledged for their failures, because we were able to document it. It took hundreds of years for that to happen. And now we feel empowered to say we have an amendment. I don't want no more bad people standing in front of a TV camera saying, I got a right to do this, I got a right to do that, and you don't even know the damn law. You know, a piece of it just to say you got a right to do something. I want you to say, I got this card right here, and this is a lawyer, and I'm gonna let you know something right now. I'm gonna abide by what you say, because anything I say will be used as an intent to say that I was the aggressor. No, I have to stand here as a firm king and listen to you, because I will not piss off an insignificant person who was granted powers in this country to rule over me. Because to piss you off would only be a thorn in the side. So people, listen, we got this event coming up. We got a lot of powerful speakers that are going to be hitting the stage, and they're going to be talking to you and educating you about something that's not only about to start, but has started. Now, I hope you guys are ready. And I talk a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Anything else that we want to add to this?
Abdullah Bey, Shimbay.
You're hitting.
Main panelist.
You're the main panelist. You are the person who has added the ice to the cake. Come on now.
Abdullah
Bey, come on.
Yeah, so for Cole, I want to applaud you. Did a wonderful job. It's important that they hear other voices there, because people constantly hear Shim and myself. And so I'm glad Pacola Pusail was able to join us today. She's an integral part of what we're doing. She works a lot of behind the scenes, but I wanted her to be on the, be able to be seen, so that people can know that we have other people who have strong voices. Okay, so we've had others, Quazio and Vasirius, and we have others and King, Brother King, and so forth. So we're building up teachers, and they're preparing to be teachers and writers and speakers and consuls and ambassadors. So that Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law, we have free classes on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Also, my website, mooresandmasonry.org. I have a host of my books: Moors and Masonry Part 1, The Masonic Compass Square, The Connection and Measurement of Timekeeping, Etymology and Vocabulary, and other books that I have. I've been teaching etymologies for about 20 years now. So actually 24 for 5 years, 25 years, 25 years. So definitely that etymology is the history, origin, and true meaning of words. I teach grammar, vocabulary building, dictionary study skills. Now we have these courses. Now these are the paid courses. These are the paid courses. They're not on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. All right. So once again, I want to thank y'all for.
Say that one more time so I can put it up on the screen.
Yes, the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Moroccan Post Media YouTube. And then I have my website, moorsandmasonry.org. Moors and the word and masonry.org.
Okay. MORIS.
And they can purchase my books, but the Moroccan Post Media YouTube, those are free classes, but we have other classes that are paid classes that are on a different platform.
And I put Moors and Masonry.org. Am I correct?
Yes, .org. Yes.
Okay, and I'm posting it up so people, you guys can see this. Please, Moors and Masonry.org. Did I say
no, Moors, not Moorish, Moors, Moors, MOORS and Masonry.org. And then you have the yes. So definitely. So we have what I say again, brother.
Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
We have the Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law has her advanced study group. We have an advanced study group that actually started 2 weeks ago. We have our second session this Thursday. That's a close. That's me. We meet every first and third Thursday of the month. It is actually a closed session. All right. These are, we have about 55 students right now that are part of the advanced study group. We'll be starting a introductory study group next month. All right. So just want you people, I'm only mentioning the advanced study group so that people will know the type of activity that we have, that the type of structure, educational structure that we have.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, Mr. Shem, you have been mighty quiet over there, and we haven't heard from you in a while. And I know that you have a lot to say to close us out, to make sure that we get the proper message out here to the people. What do you got to add to this a wonderful message? And I want to thank you guys for showing up today. But I really want to get from Shem because he's been mighty quiet over there. Hold on. You're muted, brother. You're muted.
I think this matriarch, Nicola that we had with us, the great honorable matriarch, she's a very good speaker. She has laid it down. She has laid down the foundation of what we need to do and what we're trying to do. My thing is that we have to overcome. We cannot lay down. We all, the original organic material came out of the earth. We've been fasting for this. So therefore, nothing can hold us down. So everything comes down to one, looking at evidence around you. Why do the Abians claim to be everything that's organic? Melanin, and carbon. Things that
What's going on?
Hall TV2, take one.
Action! Groundbreak Enterprises is the label you want to be at. Groundbreaker Enterprises, come check us out for studio time. Groundbreaker Enterprises is one of the best studios in Boston, come check us out. Groundbreaker Enterprises is making hit music with a lot of dope artists, come check us out. Groundbreaker Enterprises, come check us out. Shout outs to Hall TV2.
All right. Thank you, guys. So we have them back right now. Let's see if we can get them. All right. What was you about to say? We lost you earlier.
Yes, I'm saying that the evidence is everything that our ancestors have worked for and built structures. The Albions claim it. If a historic figure, they claim to be a historic figure. The Roman Catholic Church was prestige ecclesiastical body on earth. Matter of fact, that is the old Roman Empire. But when you go in the archives, everybody describes melanated people, burnt skin people, copper skin. And matter of fact, they worshiping a matriarch woman of copper skin. So what that show you about our inheritance? So what they did, like Professor Abdul said, what they did was language. Language is our grave. How to get out of the grave is come out of language, bad language. Because language is now a gun, it's a weapon, it's an atom bomb. As a matter of fact, you over here, you hear everybody say, oh, they're going to start to do a new order. New order been started. 1850 and 56, 59, Geneva Convention, with divided Africa and change the calendars, change the maps, change everything. That's a new world started already. When it did all these fake conquest maps to that station, that's a new world. They erased all the old cultures. So this is why I'll be out of fight, go to war, and blow things to take. So this won't come out. They want to teach in school that they was in servitude themselves by the Moors. And boy, in the colony, boy, here in Morocco, on ships. They won't teach that. Why? Because they want to traumatize their children. But we, on the other hand, they're castrated. Our people are castrated. They go to school. Think it's good to come to school. Yeah, you came up a boat. Yeah, you came up a boat. You was an animal. They lynching you. The kids don't hear those stuff like that. Tell the kids who their ancestors was. Tell them they're brave builders. Damn crazy ass lunatics in school teaching that crazy history. They took you off a boat. They lynched you. You couldn't read. You gotta be taught that and stuff. We gotta be for real. We gotta see what happened is a new day now, a new era. That stuff got to stop. If the Albions not gonna check the European school that they came over boats, there was a servitude to melanated people. We not gonna teach our people that came over boat. No, we gonna teach that. We ain't traumatizing our kids. We gotta stop that stuff. Teach our children how to read and write in the proper language structure format. Teach them who they are. Teach them all the structures, the ancestors are. Teach them they was here and that they didn't come off a boat. They was everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world we at. Teach them the truth.
Right.
As long as we keep letting these people handle our kids in schools and the daycare centers with the entertainment, with the sports and his music, it's our destruction.
Yes, you're 100% right about that. That is the statement to be made. Now that is, and I promise you, to even articulate that, we speak as a strong culture. When we speak, a lot of people they fear and tremblings. And some of the reasons why they do such a thing is because it is hard to listen to the pain and suffering of other people because they feel like they're yelling at you, and that's not the case. When we talk, nobody listens. Now we must scream in order to get the attentions of those people who need to hear the message that's going to change the day. We must stand like drill sergeants. We must stand like ambassadors. We must stand like disciples to educate. You know, one thing, I came from a country. I came from farmland, and one thing about a mule that we've known as the best way to train a baby mule is not to try to pull him down or bring him down and teach him. Is to attach him to his mother. And no matter how much that mule pulls away, eventually that mule is going to start going down the line and is going to start tilling that dirt. And so what am I saying? The Moorish community is going to lead by example, therefore infusing into you a standard that you can ingest. We're going to stop listening to respond. We're going to start listening to understand. When we articulate our words, we can justify the statement that is being said. Too many times, the message is not being received because the transmitter is not on the right frequency. People, that is why these education systems are being put in by Brother Abdullah to ensure that you guys understand historical facts that are going to educate you on certain things that you did not know, that you may want to come to know. You know, when we're done drinking this milk, we will then start wanting to eat the foods of life, the hard foods of life. Right now, we're just babes trying to get by on whatever we have. You know, I asked one of my friends the other day, I said, hey, listen, I want you to trace your genealogy back right now. Tell me how far you can go. I said, do you know your mama? Yes. Do you know your grandmama? Yes. Do you know your great-grandmama? No. So what does that tell you? Your history stops after your grandmama. People don't know their great-grandmama. People don't know anything past their grandmama. Now, we got cultures upon cultures upon cultures of people that are doing the same thing. Sooner or later, we're not going to have a culture. We're not going to have nobody. So we started right now. We start with the education system. We start with transforming your mind and giving you a place that you can go to. You can get the resources. You can get the help. You can get the education. You can get the sense of pride and unity, pride in people, and pride in self. You remove that as a vagabond. Somebody that's running around the streets every time you walk into a building, somebody looking at you sideways. Or you are the thief, or you are the drug dealer, or you are the killer. You may have your hurdles, but guess what? Now you got a culture of people that's going to help you with your hurdles, so you can be like that tree I got outside, pruned and ready to shine when it's come summertime. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for showing up today. Nicola, I want to thank you for gracing me with your presence. You have adorned us, and I look forward to seeing more of you. Okay, brother Abdullah and brother Shem. I know y'all had issues over there, but I thank God that you guys are together so that we can continue the message and keep it going. In closing, brother, I just want to say before we get out of here, is there anything else that you want to say to close us out today?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone. You know, who will be listening to this. You know, who are joining us. All right. Once again, we have the upcoming Moorish Governance, Birthright, and Nationality Claim Conference here in Philadelphia at 800 West Alney Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's May 18th from 10:30 a.m. to midnight. So we also have an event the people can purchase tickets, and as the brother Tiffany mentioned, it would also be aired. Right, so if you can't come physically, come digitally, come, virtually.
Yes.
All right, so we're looking to see you virtually as well. If you can't make it virtually, see you physically here in Philadelphia. All right, so I want to thank you again. Go to the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page as well as my website, moorsandmainstreet.org. Peace, everyone.
Thank you, guys. I want to thank each and every last one of you guys for showing up today. We have a lot to talk about and more coming up on this right here. We have some great people and they're doing some great and amazing things. And I thank God for it. If you ever feel broken down, if you ever feel out, I want you to know there's always somebody out there that can help you out. We have many topics right here up on Hall TV2. You never know where I'm going at from day to day because I always got something going on in my life. Okay, and so since I got something going on in my life, I want to share my life with you because I may be a hope and inspiration, a light to somebody shining in the dark that don't know where they're going. They're just lost and it's wandering. And we're gonna stop wandering. We're gonna stop being the lost tribes, so the lost tribes of Israel. We're gonna start bringing ourselves back together, and we can start pulling ourselves to closer people. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing you come back. Come on, we'll be right back.
Let's go. I don't know what you're going through, but we stopped by to tell you that what's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you. Your destiny, your promise, your future. You might as well shout before you get it, because God sent me here to tell you that what he has for you is gonna be big. I believe that it's my season. You ought to declare that over your own life. Say, I believe. That it's my time. It's my time. And I can feel it. Say breakthroughs in the room. It's yours if you want it.